Okie dokie. Oh, jeez. Just popped my hip a little bit there. It's definitely on that fine line between pain and like oddly good feeling, much like cracking your knuckles. But, jeez, didn't know I was getting that old. I knew I was aging here over time. As is expected, I guess. I'm not like other guys. I age. Bit of a quirky kind of person. But regardless, okie dokes, what do we want to do? Let's head back out, maybe down the regular dungeon trail. Let's see how it goes. Could always retreat out, especially since you are still hanging out here, my statuesque friend. I guess that's a good opportunity to potentially swap over here. Again, just remember that I'm not attacking very quickly. But otherwise, we can keep that son of a gun at range. Like so. I'll yell out and hopefully they come this direction. You heard? Perfect. They did heard. Oh no. Did you not see me go this way? Evidently not. I guess let's just keep exploring. There we go. This time we got your attention. Fully and irrequicably? What word is my brain trying to go for there? I had a really tough time. It was on my family trip that I was trying to use the word exacerbate. And my brain kept going exacerbate. It was like throwing in an extra consonant syllable in the middle there. And then finally I was like, is it just exasperate? Exasperated? But that's a completely different word. And it was only when I was walking home from the train after getting back that I was like, no, wait a second. I shouldn't have given up so quickly. It's definitely something like that. Turns out I was still wrong because I was still adding in that extra B. But regardless, there's some slim hope in this world. There we go. We get a short bow of flaming. So let's see how that compares here. We have this son of a gun with 44 versus 26 with a faster attack delay. I mean, the 26 doesn't seem great. Seems like I should just use my electric sling and have the buckler offhand if we're going to go that route. But I do kind of like the arbalist. Even using a flame arbalist against a flame buddy there. Had no real problems chewing through them. So that's generally a good sign, I would argue. And let's see how it goes against the rest of you sons of guns. Again, I should be using our speed a little bit more here just to play it a bit on the safe side. Especially since if we'd gotten some barbs in our skin, then things might have looked quite a bit differently in that encounter. But fortunately, not a huge problem. And then these sons of guns, we will just engage with the slightest amount of foresight and planning rather. And that is wonderful. Ah, Rupert though. Goes back to being a problem. I mean, I could grow oak lobes and put down an absurd number of briars. Might actually kind of work out. Oh no, am I feeling that risky here? Failed to use my ability at 6%. Oof. Used a decent amount of piety, but yeah, you have 7 range. I think you can fire through my plants as well, but maybe not. Best bet would be to do something like this. You paralyzed my oak lobe plant? Is that allowed? Ref? Well, let's put more plants between you and I, my friend. And yeah, so it might have been a little bit overkill there, but better safe than sorry. And that should pretty much be the floor. Can't imagine there's too much more. Also, hello Fedhas, nice to see you, my friend. See you, I guess not so much in the flesh, seeing as how I would guess that that would rend my mortal eyes from my skin and potentially even flay my flesh from the bone. Eyes from skin, flesh from bone. Neither of those really works when you think about it for half a second, but we're gonna just let that one slip by. Let's not worry too much about that, shall we? I guess skull and flesh were the more appropriate entries into both of those slots. Let's get out of sight range of that alarm trap. Again, shouldn't be engaging in sniper duels in general if I can help it. I guess that's potentially one of the risky parts of moving on to, what's it called? Not spider, the other one, snake. Snake might give us some trouble if just for that. Oh, hello, Jorgren. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jorgren. Revealing the treasures of the universe. I'll see Fire Giant with some unavoidable damage, so I'm just gonna say see you later for now. I will potentially be back. I don't know, I'm kind of terrified for sure, but I guess fear is a healthy emotion, so not the end of the world. And there we go, we can split those sons of guns, and let's just keep on keeping on here. Try to finish off the last little bit of the dungeon. Wow, dragons as well. This whole game, it seems like enemies have moved up a little bit. All of our late dungeon enemies were on D6. Now a bunch of our depths enemies are hanging out on D14. I mean, nothing we can't handle as a god gamer Spriggan, but still less than ideal, I think is still fair to say. There we go. We do hit the upgrade on our ranged as well as all of the other targets we had set out for ourselves. And man, what do I even do with my life now? Could keep training fighting, a bit more health. I guess armor might need a bit of an increment, especially if we ever plan on increasing the heaviness of our armor at any point. I'm also curious for shields. I don't believe we need more shield training. You know how on larger species you can use shields more easily? So the kite shield kind of becomes more like a buckler, and the tower shield becomes more like a kite in terms of the target skill that you're aiming for. I don't think the reciprocal is true. I guess maybe dodging. Just lean into this hard. We have a pretty wild amount of dexterity. What could possibly go wrong? Stronger invo. I don't actually know what it gets us. I'm guessing stronger oak lobes doesn't actually make sense. As soon as I went to almost say it, I realized that they're a pretty static entity in the game, at least from what I can think. I guess the ballista could definitely get just more powerful, which for better or for worse, seeing as how a collateral bit of damage there could very quickly end the run. Guess dodging is the main one. Bit of fighting. We'll just go on defensive stats for the moment here. We are attacking at once per turn now, so that is lovely. Armor does not slow us down enough for that to be a problem point. Oh, and potions of degen. Finally something I can guilt-free toss by the wayside. Love to see it. And let's just try to finish off the last couple floors of regular dungeon, shall we? Be nice if we could get to our S branches just a wee bit here this evening. Maybe even get a couple runes under our belts. But no promises. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Okay, Azrael, did you get way more aggressive with your damnation? I'm so confused. Regardless, I may have spoken too soon. Oh, 58% chance to charm you. Well, because I don't think a heal wounds gets us there. I mean, if I start walking to the right, I guess I could do this. And I could scroll a fog, and then use that as cover to just speedy my way out of here. Yeah, Israel just barely catching up to us right at the tail end of our distraction. Okie dokie. Well, maybe D15 can wait. Probably should just rip off the band-aid, find out right away if we are in fact going to be able to get past there at any point, because we're not going to get that much stronger, but we'll shift that responsibility onto a later version of me. And for now, do I want to do swamp or snake? I went to the swamp entrance here, but I'm not very convinced which way we should go. I guess probably snake. I'm just very concerned about a guardian serpent. Now let's see what happens, shall we? Because even the snakes themselves, I'm not sure where we land on the speed comparison against most of these buddies. I think it's largely even. Maybe they're slightly faster. I don't know. I guess we'll see as we continue forward here. Probably find out in the worst possible way, running for our life and realizing that not quite quick enough on our toes to make it out in one piece, but we shall see. We shall see. And there we go. Okay, our first mark snakes. So this is a good indication. I mean, that went all right. Again, I don't really want to engage in sniper duels with them too often here if we can help it, but it's at the very least not the end of the world, so that is lovely. And the rest of these sons of guns are just melting under the ARB list. Oh my gosh, I am moving far too quickly now. Way faster than I have any right to be. Way faster than is safe in any sense of the word. But it's working so far at least, so that's nice. And we'll just keep on keeping on, and I guess never learn from our mistakes, especially considering the fact that I have no blink scrolls. So I don't know what my overall strategy is here for when this happens. Besides more plants, I guess. And what the heck hit me here? I guess the sharpshooter maybe did whatchamacallit. No, the guardian serpent hit me. Oh, because they're next to me. That tracks. How much damage did you do? 26? So you're saying I'm not in lethal range. Just very close to it. Okay, I'm gonna drink a heal here, and I'm gonna play this safer than is probably necessary whatsoever. Drop an oak globe. And, you know, might have been slightly more necessary than I thought. At least our dodging gets real good at this juncture. Nobody's dying though. So I'm kind of just wasting time, wasting materials. Let's instead go for one more heal. Maybe I should charm something. 40% on you, please. Thank you. Then, with the power of friendship, we make some progress. Okay, so that was pretty much worst case scenario, both from what occurred and what I did. I guess maybe that's not even fair. Largely from what I did. I don't think that was that bad of an encounter. So that's not great. Does confirm that guardian serpents are going to be the bane of our existence unless I'm much more cautious with them. Oh, and shock serpent. You might be a small issue point as well. Or you die in one hit. That's cool too. Totally fine by me. Definitely not throwing off my mojo by making me put up unnecessary briars. No, it's cool. Totally fine. I don't mind at all. And what do I do? Because maybe a bit of more invo rather. No, screw it. Maybe a bit more Evo while we're at it as well. Why the heck not? And let's make dodging our main attribute here, shall we? Ooh, some shops. Definitely lovely. Haven't found too much to spend our money on yet. I guess I could buy Scroll of Silence. At the very least, it's kind of just a free ID on that son of a gun. And let's see what else we have in store, shall we? Resist cold, 2 pips of RN. Do lose 1 willpower, but we can kind of afford that. I guess right at this moment, we would lose our poison resistance, which is not great. So that might have to hold off for now. I know a big part of the suggestion for this run was to use a Guardian Spirit Amulet as soon as possible. But I think I'm a bit too happy with our current amulet for now. Getting Acrobat and Dex gives us some recourse when things go horribly wrong. But a Cloak of Poison Resistance. Now that changes things, because I think what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up that, and then we're going to go and buy this ring. Can now drop our poison resist, and that gives us decent resistances across the board. Not too shabby, if I do say so. Still, electricity is a problem against the shock serpents here. Willpower is no longer quite as good as it once was. Okay, I'm glad that wasn't immediately like a +2 poison resistance cloak. Would have made us regret all of our decisions. Instead, we can just regret most of our decisions. What fun. And there's that shock serpent that we were worried about before, so we will put up some briars here at the very least to get some amount of protection. And hopefully can take out this son of a gun before they cause us too many issues. That is fantastic. Let's actually wait out the weakness, please. Almost screwed me on that one. Auto explore, but that's fine. These things happen. 35, hey? Deal 30 damage with your weapon and an extra 12 potential. Guess, what are your odds of hitting me right now? 11%. I'm gonna put up briars. No more healing. How does portal projectile work? Teleport directly to their targets for a short duration. Please don't. Guess, are you currently under the effects of it right now? It doesn't look like you are. 78% chance to hit. I'm gonna risk it. And we do get the kill. Ooh, me oh my. Probably not the best move there, but once again, we've become more and more fond of saying as of late, it worked. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. This is why we never teach ourselves good lessons, and we just continue to fall into the same bad habits time after time again. Because if you're just lucky enough, you can get away with just the most brain-dead maneuvers one could possibly imagine. So that's our goal, really. It's more of an educational stream if you think about it. It's not because I'm bad, it's because I'm trying to showcase just how terribly I could play and still win, right? Definitely couldn't possibly be any other reasoning behind it. But we'll continue to engage in sniper duels, very much in that vein of thought. Perfect. Great job, me. And not too shabby. At least looks like we might be able to finish off Snake 3. So that's nice. A little bit better than I initially expected. I mean, honestly, going into today's stream in general, I was expecting... Hold up. Need to slow down here for just the briefest of moments. You're very fast. I'm faster, right? Equal speed, maybe? Oh, nope. You are faster than me. 20 damage and constriction. Stop that. Guess I could fear scroll if I feel confident with one more turn. Which I guess I do now. I can at least put some plants down and hide behind you. Man, that went downhill real fast. I should probably just, do the same thing. But I accidentally double tap a movement key. Son of a gun. Was gonna do the same thing. Potentially would have had this outcome regardless, but I did not mean to immediately step down, and unfortunately we failed to escape the constriction and then died. So, I think I interrupted my earlier thought when I was gonna start mentioning that I expected at least one Spriggan to die this stream. Self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe? Go down to exactly 0 though, so that's very rough. Definitely should have made it out of that encounter alive, even if we would have died shortly after. Oh me oh my. It's good to be back. It's good to be back, DCSS. But hey, that was still a really solid run. I mean, definitely was following along the trajectory that we kind of expected. Super solid early game. You can escape most threats, especially if you're not just spamming the tab key. You're going to be in a pretty good spot. I think we're just starting to get to the stage of the game where we would have begun to see some of the struggles that the Spriggan faces. But still pretty solid.